Hey everybody, welcome back to the Evan Knits Things YouTube channel. I'm Evan and I knit things. This week is episode 5 of my 2024 podcast series, and I have several things to tell you about. The first thing that I want to tell you guys about is my Keeper pullover. This is the Keeper by Jen of JP Knits Things and One Wild, and I am knitting this up in, let me pull out a ball for you. In this gorgeous yarn from Red Door Fiber Studio. This is the Classic DK, and it's 100% superwash merino, and this is the colorway Starfall from her Akatar collection a few years ago. And it is gorgeous. And I am holding that double with Alpaca Blaze from Hobie, and this is the color 30. And it is an acrylic, alpaca, and polyamide blend. So it's a lace weight floof that I'm holding double with this gorgeousness. I mean, look at that. They were made for each other, right? So this week, what I had wanted, well, I don't think I even had any plans for this, did I? No. Looking at my notes here, I had no plans for like anything. But this week I dealt with the collar. Finally, I've been staring at it for weeks now, wondering what to do with it after I hated the hood. So I did the collar. We just did a ribbing and then a really nice tubular bind off. So it looks super nice. I have a mic in front of me now, so I'm trying not to hit it. Like, look how nice that looks. And I finished both sleeves, which was great. And look at this. Okay, here is where I was on the body last week at this little stitch marker, and I knit all this body too. According to my row counter, I got another one. Yes, I like them. These are from Twice Sheared Sheep. I got the little hedgehog. He's super cute. Look at him. He's so cutie. I like the circular ones. There's less stuff dangling. According to my row counter, I have 47 body rows left. And then ribbing. And then I attach the pocket, and then it's finished. It would be great if I could do that this week. I don't know if I will be able to do that this week. I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot done on it this past week, and I'm really excited about that. I mean, just look how great it looks. But I don't know if this will get picked up this week or not. I got a lot to do. I dropped the ball of yarn. Ugh, I dropped another one. Since this yarn is so variegated, I'm alternating skeins, so I have 4 balls of yarn attached to this project right now, because there's 1 ball of main color and then 1 ball of the floof being held together. So it's a lot of yarn attached to this at the same time, which can make moving it about quite difficult. So that is the Keeper, and that's all I have to say about that. This week I also fixed some holes in my favorite knit socks. There was a hole, I'll show you up close. There was a hole, and Only some of this heel was a hole, some of it was just thin that I did preemptively. And this heel as well. And you can go over to my shorts or over to my Instagram and you can see a sped up process video of that if you wanted. I had a request for a slow-mo video of that. Well, I don't think they meant like slow-mo, but just not sped up. So I will be posting that because I'm sure I can find another pair of something to mend. There's always something. So stay tuned for a video of that. So I did that this week as well. My notes here, I worked on, here we go. This is yet another secret Purl Soho project. I keep it in the same bag unless it's too much yarn. This isn't. For this project, I have 3 samples that I need to do. I finished the first one and shipped it out this past week, and I have 2 more to make. I have cast on the second one. The second one is cast on in here. I haven't started the third one yet because I only do them one at a time. So I've cast on this second one, and then I need to finish it and do a third one, and this is due by April 15th. So I still have plenty of time, but I'd like to get it finished and out of my house because I have 2 new cast-ons to tell you about. I know, right? I know. You know what? It's fine, okay? I can cast on what I want to cast on. If you're going to come in here and tell me that I can't be casting on 900 things, then I don't know if we can be friends. But here's the first new cast on. I showed you guys swatches last week and asked you to help me choose which one to cast on. You weren't very helpful with that, but it's fine. Once I blocked the swatches, I knew which one I was going to cast on. So, this I don't have very much progress on, and I will explain why in just a minute. I'm moving over to the project page because I can't remember who designed this pattern. And I didn't write it down. So, it'll just go on the screen. So this is the Plumetis or Plumetis, and it is a lace shirt. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? It's just gorgeous. And it was in Pom Pom Mag. I believe it was issue, see, I said it wrong last time. It was from 22, like from 2022, and I think it's issue 40, maybe 44. It's fine. It'll be on the screen, okay? And then I am knitting that up in this gorgeous yarn from Treehouse Knits. This is their Truffula Cashmere base, and it's a brushed cashmere and merino blend. And this is the colorway Very Beetlejuice that I picked up in their favorites collection last year. I mean, it is just stunning. I am also alternating skeins for this because we want it to just look absolutely gorgeous. So I cast this on because I want to wear this to my brother's fiance's bridal shower next month. It's at the end of April, and I'd like to wear this there. So I don't really have a lot to wear, and I don't want to buy something that I won't wear. I'm trying to be more intentional about my closet this year. And so I wanted to make something that I knew I'd be able to wear to like any and every fancy occasion for forever. And this is that because it is just so stunning. I absolutely love this lace. Um, and I'm omitting the there's like ribbing at the bottom. I'm not doing that. We're just going to do lace all the way down. And it's knit from the bottom up, which I hate, but I'm trying to be open-minded. But I didn't get a ton of work done on this week because I swatched for this with wooden needles, and I liked the gauge that I got with the wooden needles. So, and it's like, it's a pretty slippery yarn because it's so soft. I wanted to use, or thought I might want to use wood instead of metal. Now, I never use wooden needles really unless like I can't get gauge with my metal needles. However, I should have realized that wood needles with a lace pattern wasn't going to be a good idea because you need those sharp points when you're doing lace work. Like these little baubles, the best part, are formed with a knit 3 together, and knitting 3 together on a needle like this, you see how not sharp that is, has been really challenging. So I have one pair of needles that is sharper than these. I can show you and show you the difference between the two. Is this pair. I think these are a clover, and I don't remember. These ones don't have a brand on them. But here, just look at the difference. Like, obviously, this one is way sharper than this one. However, I've gotten so spoiled with my Chiago metal needles, and their gorgeous red cord that's metal that doesn't do this, and doesn't do this when you're trying to knit with it. I hate it. And if I were knitting something like thick, it wouldn't matter because that would even out the cable anyway. But I'm knitting lace work. So I'm knitting, and this is what it does. So if you have a solution or something, please let me know, because this is going to drive me insane. But the knit 3 together, or it's a purl 3 together. The purl 3 togethers on the other needles are not working at all. This can be my screen grab. Ugh. Anyway, so this yarn is incredible to knit with. I am loving knitting with it, except for using these stupid bamboo needles. And I don't want to change now, because I know my gauge will be different. And I don't want to swatch again because I already started this and I'm already like 2 lace repeats in. So I just want to do it. But I spent most of my week working on that Purl Soho project and have only worked on this like late in the evening. So I've done 2 whole lace repeats, which is only 8 rows. But you saw that 8 rows is a decent amount. Like the gauge is 20 rows per inch, or per 4 inches. So like it's decently open. So it's really not a super ton of knitting. I mean, it is, but you know what I mean, okay? So, what else? My other new cast on. That's right. Okay, so, my other new cast on. Oh, it's tangled. No! Got stuck on a nail. Okay, is this. Isn't it cute? This is a test knit for Leslie of Knit California, and this is her brand new e-reader cozy that when she posted about it in her podcast last week that she was thinking about having testers for it soon, I was like, oh man, number one, that's adorable. Number two, I need that. And number three, I'm going to sign up for that test knit immediately. Well, I'm so glad I did. This is such a fun, quick little knit. Like, I just cast this on last night, and I really only worked on it for like an hour or so, and just look at that. This is fantastic. I am knitting this up in this yarn that I don't know what it is because it's been in my collection half used for many years. I used it on some socks a couple years ago. And this is a fingering weight held double. You can use fingering or DK. I'm doing the double. And then I found 2 minis in my collection that were from Yarn Cafe Creations. And this one is one of them. And I left the other one downstairs. But the other one is also pretty bright like that. And they were from the My Little Pony collection. I have no idea when ago. A long time ago. But they're like super duper duper variegated and super bright colors. Like this one was a yellow, pink, blue. Like in the skein there was a chunk of yellow, there was a chunk of pink, and there was a chunk of blue. And when you hold it double, it looks like this. And it's really cute, but I had no idea what to do with them for the longest time. Like, they were so cute that I had to buy them, but then had no concept of what to do with them. Or maybe I just bought like the whole My Little Pony mini set. I don't remember. Again, it's been a long time. So I've been working on this, and this is due April 12th, but obviously I will probably finish it today or tomorrow. And Leslie is amazing. Like, she has the pattern gauge written in there, but then she also made a gauge calculator to put in the pattern so that your gauge doesn't have to match her gauge. How fantastic is that? It even tells you, like, her sample has 3 little stripes at the top. It even tells you, with the gauge calculator, how many rows you need to knit, or how many rounds you need to knit before you get to the stripes, and then how big the stripes should be. It's incredible. Clearly, Leslie is very good at this, and so I am loving knitting this. I can't wait to finish it and put it on my Kindle, and then I'm going to make another one for my kid's iPad, because it doesn't have anything like this, and it'll be great, and I love it. So, the next part of this podcast is, what am I wearing? Today I am wearing the Amy cardigan by Joji Locatelli, and I love this cardigan. This is my most worn knit so far this year. I literally wear it almost every day. If it's not like warm pullover type weather, like I'm freezing in my house, then this is what I wear. I wear it constantly. I love it. It's fantastic. It has a ton of positive ease, so it's really comfortable. I did heavily modify the sleeves of this pattern. The sleeves were supposed to be knit with short row shaping, like a set-in sleeve almost, and then knit regular in the round. However, the way that her pattern describes it is for how she did her really thick stripes. And since I didn't follow her striping pattern, I couldn't really follow the instructions for that because it based where you should start things based on where your stripe was, and I didn't feel like doing the math to figure that out. But anyway, I knit this up in Knit Picks Upcycle Alpaca Sport. And guys, I am obsessed with this yarn. First of all of the sport is on sale for 50% off on knitpicks.com right now. I don't know if they're like getting rid of these colors or they're getting rid of the sport weight. The worsted weight's not on sale, just the sport weight. This is the sport weight. But you should definitely go snag some. Today is Sunday, March 24th. I do not know how long it will be on sale, but if you have any desire to try it, now is the time because they may not restock it. So if you're shopping or looking or watching this anytime near March 24th, 2024, go look. I have an affiliate link that I will put in the description box that if you shop through it, I get a small commission at no additional cost to you, but it really, really, really helps me out. Like, you have no idea. I'm trying to get a camera specifically for this podcast because doing this on my phone is not easy. It takes about half an hour of setup to get everything right. And a camera that is made for this would be so much easier, but they are very expensive. So, if you have any desire for either some Alpaca Sport, which is half off, and I will tell you more about in a minute. Also, their Aloft, which is their mohair, is on sale for 20% off. And I think I'm going to get some as well, which I'll tell you about. Click the link, go shop while you can, while it's still available. So, this yarn, the Upcycle Alpaca Sport, is number one, recycled, which I love, is an alpaca, wool, and acrylic blend. And I know if you're thinking like, ew, acrylic, no, don't be like that, okay? The acrylic is just going to make this even more hard wearing and going to make your sweater last even longer. It's not a ton of acrylic. It's like 30-30-30, almost. Like there's obviously more percents than that, but that's about what it is. The alpaca makes it so soft. The wool makes it super warm, and then the acrylic's going to make it super hard wearing. I love this sweater. Now, I will say this. The first time I wore this sweater, it was itchy. Like before I blocked it. Then I blocked it in a good wool wash. I used Soak. I like it. The smells are nice. After I blocked it, no more itch. So maybe it was just like something, I don't know. But yeah, I love this sweater. I wear it constantly. These buttons I had custom made by Twin Mountain Handcrafts. They are my go-to for all buttons and stitch markers. If you do not follow them on Instagram, go do it. Especially now because it's stitch marker March Madness, which is my favorite. It's so fun. And this year's a little bit different. It's about bugs. I really like bugs, but I like what they're doing. Anyway, these are wooden buttons. You can get buttons from them custom made with anything that's like already a stitch marker on their website, which is super cool. I always get my buttons from them. I literally am incapable of getting buttons from anybody else at this point. And their stitch markers are incredible too. And they also make earrings. And I have a pair of earrings from them, and I'm not wearing them right now, but they are flamingos. And how fun is that? These earrings are from an Etsy shop called Keep Going Club, and you should check them out on Instagram as well because they're really great. These are some of my favorite earrings. I thought I had lost them. They've been missing since October, and I found them last week, and that was really, really, really exciting. So, that's what I'm wearing. My t-shirt is from Tea Turtle, if you're wondering. If you also like dice and such things and ghosties, Tea Turtle's great for nerd t-shirts. So that's all I'm wearing. Next up, we have goals. So first, I will look at my goals that I had for this past week, which was to cast on my first sample for Purl Soho, which I did. Finish the first sample, which I did. Cast on the second sample, which I did. And then my next super stretch goal was finish the second sample, but I didn't do that because I worked on other things instead. Then I had decide which lace shirt to knit and cast it on, which I did. Then my next goal was to do one hexagon for my polygon blanket, which I did not do. Didn't even consider doing. Didn't matter. Didn't even think about it. Then I was going to, one thing I have on here was cross stitch one color on my Flareon cross stitch, which I also didn't touch. My goals for this coming week are finish that second sample for Purl Soho. If it's possible, finish my keeper. I'd like to work on my lace shirt a lot more, the Plumetis. I'd like to work on that a lot. And I'd like to finish my first Kindle Cozy for Leslie. Whether I can meet all of those goals or not, I have no idea. But it's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know how much. I have yet to grasp how much I can actually get done in a week. This second sample for Purl Soho is smaller than the first one. The first one was the third size in the pattern, and this second and third one are the first size in the pattern, so it should go a little faster, but I don't know exactly how much smaller it is or how much of a difference it'll really make. Excuse me. I was going to move my stitch marker on my keeper for you. Hold on. Okay, so here's where I was. Let's take that off and move it all the way down here to where I am now. So if I don't finish it, you guys can see how much I got done. Let's see if I have a stitch marker to put on this one. Sorry if that's loud. Do I have a stitch marker in here? No. I should really keep a few up here for this because I'm not going to remember to do it. I do have my scrap yarn here though. So we'll just put a little piece of scrap yarn on there. And then I'll change it to a stitch marker when I get downstairs to the rest of my stitch markers. Wow, that's a really long piece. Okay, I don't want a ridiculously long piece. I just want a little piece. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to just put that on. I don't know where the front or the back of this is yet, so I'm just going to put this on right here. And I'm not really even going to tie it. I'm just going to make it a little loop there so I know where to put the stitch marker when I get downstairs. Acquisitions are next, and you guys already saw it. Because I forgot that that was going to be part of the acquisitions. Twice Sheared Sheep had their St. Patrick's Day sale, and I got another row counter. So I got this little hedgehoggy one, and I already showed it to you, but here it is again. I really like it. Love the row counter for knitting in the round. Don't love it for knitting flat, but that's okay. I do love it for knitting in the round. I would like about 5 more now, but they're like $20-something, so I'm not going to buy a bunch all at once. I also told you that Knit Picks has a loft on sale right now, which is their mohair silk blend, and so I'd like to get some lime green to pair with this gorgeous yarn. Look at this. Isn't this great? It's like a lime green with speckles, rainbow speckles. This is a superwash merino and nylon blend, a 75-25, 4-ply, and it's 463 yards per 100 grams. Now this dyer was recently very mean to a different dyer who I love, so and refuses to apologize, and like went on a rampage on Instagram, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I am not going to support this person by telling you who they are, which is unfortunate because they make beautiful yarn, but caring about people is more important than beautiful yarn. So, now I'm not going to say that I'm just going to like throw away all the yarn from them. No, I'm going to use it because it's still yarn and it's still great for being used, but I'm not going to give them free paid promotion. Paid for them, not me. And that's the only acquisition I had this week. I hope to get some of that aloft while it's 20% off. And I think I'll make that into a Lento sweater. I know that La Bien-Amie is doing a Lento KAL starting on April 6th, and I would like to participate in that. I do have yarn for a different one. I showed you before. Can I reach it? No, it's too far away. I have some more Treehouse Knits yarn that I would like to use for a Lento, and then I have Surrey Alpaca from Dusty Yarn Co. to hold it with to make the Lento, and I would like to cast that on for the KAL. But I need to get some things off my needles before I can do that, or I will go crazy. Just in trying to balance everything. Like, I have these things, and then I have several other whips that we didn't talk about today. Like, just to give you an idea. We have my Ripple tank, which you guys haven't seen on the podcast at all. I talked about it in my whip roundup at, like, the beginning. My Stria cardigan we didn't talk about this week. My Skyline we didn't talk about this week. My purse project we didn't talk about this week. My pink blanket we didn't talk about this week. My sea glass we didn't talk about this week. The polygon blanket. Like, there's a lot, okay? And, like, I have finished a lot recently. Like, I finished a bunch of samples for various people. Like, I've been getting things done. Just doesn't seem like it. It wouldn't be so great sometimes if knitting were faster, but it's not. And that's really all I have to talk about this week. I don't have any other acquisitions. And I don't think I even have any more incoming, but I can't check because I'm using my phone to record. So, next week I will definitely have at least one finished object for you. So make sure you tune in. So, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you click that like button and subscribe so you can see more of me. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed so far. I've only been doing this a little over a month, and we've got almost 40 subscribers. I would absolutely love I don't know if it's possible, but I would absolutely love to hit 100 subscribers by my birthday, which is the beginning of May. So, if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe. It helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. And definitely go follow me over on Instagram at Evan Knits Things. I post in my stories daily, and yeah, I'd love to talk to you guys over there as well. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you back here next week. Bye!